What's up, y'all? Domino 7 is here. All right. So, there's something I want to talk about. That video that was posted on social media and it went viral a few days ago. Okay. About this teacher singing a evil negative happy birthday song to a child. You know. So so what I want to talk about is That was that was the most horrible thing I've ever heard. Okay, talk about happy birthday to you. He lives in the zoo and look like a monkey. The fuck? Excuse my language, y'all. Okay, just in case my family members is watching this video, or my pastor could be watching this video or whatever, or pastors from other churches that's watching this video or whatever, you know. But you know what, y'all? What I want to talk about is that video, okay? I don't know why the hell would this teacher call this child an animal, look like a monkey, and smell like one too. The hell? That's the most evilest thing I've ever heard. Just in case this lady's watching this, to me that's an insult. Okay, to me that's an outrage. You understand? How could you call a child an animal? You understand? An animal, a monkey of all people. That child look like a goddamn monkey. Shit. You know what? Uh, I'm so sorry I waited this long to make this video, but to be honest, y'all, that video was very offensive, y'all. That is very offensive, to be honest with everybody. I'm like, why would this teacher call this child an animal? I'm like, to me, I find that offensive though. You know what? To be honest with y'all, let me tell y'all something. If that would have been my son, I would have took matters in my own hands. I wouldn't even talk to the school board or none of that, because the school board probably would have been on our side. Unless it's the right people and fire her or whatever. Because whoever that teacher is, she needs to get fired. You understand? She really need to get fired. That's why I don't use that N word no more. I used to use that N word because I thought it was fun. I used to use that N word a long time ago, until I learned that N word is offensive. Don't worry about this bump right here. It's a acne or whatever. Or was it a razor bump or whatever? Who knows? But as I was saying, y'all, that was very offensive. Talk about a child like that. I don't understand why would anybody talk about a child like that. That is very offensive. Very offensive. Calling a child an animal, a monkey of all animals. Jeez. Some people say that's racist. I didn't know that was racist, but it's still offensive. So I still say that teacher need to get fired. And she shouldn't teach at another school ever again. Revoke her teacher's license. Revoke her teacher's license. Thank God for social media. Thank God for social media. Because some people is coming out with their true colors. And people is recording everything. Because back in the days, we ain't had none of that, When I was coming up, when I was growing up, we ain't had none of this, but we did have video cameras, We had to put it on videotapes, or CDs, or DVDs, whatever you want to call it, We would have, all we had was tape recorders, and video cassette recorders, VHS, VCRs, whatever you want to call it, Thank God for social media, Thank God for the internet. Whoever created the internet and all that, thank you so much, whoever created the internet, Because we wouldn't find out about these evil heathens. I wish we would have had a social media back then. I would have exposed some of them teachers we had back then. We had wicked teachers when I was going to school too. Not all teachers was bad back in the day, and now not all teachers is bad as of now and back then. Yeah. So, but you know what? So some people's coming out with their true colors. Thank God for these phones. Thank God for social media. Thank God for video cameras. Thank God for everything, And thank God the police officers got body cams just in case the suspects would try to get the police officer to lose his or her job, All right, so my thing is this. That teacher was wrong for calling that child out his name and hurt that child feelings. That was really messed up. You understand? Excuse me. Okay. So, like I said, if that would have been my son or my daughter being treated like that, I would have took matters in my own hands. You understand? I wouldn't go to that school and do nothing. I would have waited until she like at a gas station or a store or wherever, because all I'm saying, don't never go to school and cause no trouble. You understand? All right. So that's all I gotta say. Because like I said, that's very offensive for a grown ass woman to call a little child an animal, a monkey too, that is, ooh, Lord, I'm angry. Well, because honestly, the reason why I'm upset because, well, I'm not necessarily upset with my emotions or whatever. I'm upset with my emotions on how this teacher treated this child, Because like I said, teachers like that should not be teaching at any school, shouldn't be teaching children either, And that's not even funny, that is not damn funny. You understand? Maybe that teacher is a racist, but she better not go on the news crying like a baby and have no crocodile tears. You understand? She better not. All right, that's all I gotta say. All right, bye.